The Lord be with you. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. When Jesus saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things. By now it was already late, and his disciples approached him and said, "This is a deserted place, and it is already very late. Dismiss them so they can go to the surrounding farms and villages and buy themselves something to eat." He said to them in reply, "Give them some food for yourselves." But they said to him, "Are we to buy 200 days' wages worth of food and give it to them to eat?" He asked them, "How many loaves do you have? Go and see." And when they had found out, they said, 5 loaves and 2 fish. So they gave orders to have them sit down in groups on green grass. The people took their places in rows by hundreds and fifties. Then, taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he said the blessing, broke the bread, and gave them to his disciples to set before the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them all. They all ate and were satisfied. And they picked up 12 wicker baskets full of fragments, and what was left of the fish. Those who ate the loaves were 5,000 men. The Gospel of the Lord. As the story goes, St. John Newman in Philadelphia died in a brothel of a heart attack. That's as the story goes. I think it's not inaccurate. So he liked to take walks, and he was walking around Philly. And he's walking, he starts having a heart attack, and he just kind of stumbles on and starts knocking on the door, and it was a brothel, and they let him in, and he died there in the arms of some lovely ladies. That's a story. I don't know its accuracy, but I have heard that, and it's not unimaginable in that context. It kind of fits his life a little bit too. He was a lover of the poor and the marginalized, very humble man from what I've learned of him. And so it makes perfect sense that he had a great love for these people, and that he died in the arms of people who were probably very in need and in trouble and weary. It totally reminds me both of St. John, who says this morning, "Beloved, let us love one another because love is of God." And then also Jesus, who is love. How his heart was just moved with pity, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. So St. John Newman was a bishop, and the main office of a bishop, I guess, is to teach and preach, but to teach, to shepherd the people by teaching them, leading them. And I think how often people are just led astray out of ignorance. I think of times when, I just kind of went with the flow in matters, or the culture and whatnot. But when I really found, for example, St. John Paul II's theology of the body, the true beauty and dignity of human sexuality, I was just like, why have I never heard this before? A lot of people say that. I've never heard this before. It's so freeing what the church actually offers, in this case, in regards to human sexuality and the beauty of it. So the church has a lot to offer there, and I think we should focus on teaching our people, right? We try to, but because that's shepherding them. Knowledge is power, in a sense, that it gives us the strength to truly follow God and his plan of fulfillment for our lives, and not lead us down this road of brothels, right? So, hey, that's a great thing that we can stick to Holy Mother Church, allow the bishops to teach that wisdom that she has to offer, and help us to stay on that straight and narrow, because that's where we find true fulfillment. So let's not be afraid to go to those margins and meet these random people and truly reach out to them in love, authentic love, not just feeding them for a day, but feeding them from a lifetime with truth, the truth that the church has to offer. So may we, in our whatever circles we have, may we first know the truth that both Jesus and the church teaches us, and then share that with others to help set them free as well.